Guard number 32. In the recent fight against a rogue dragon trying to save Riverwood, you valiantly slayed the beast, but in doing so viciously murdered 12 innocent bystanders. How do you plead?
I plead not guilty.
And we find you not guilty by this tribunal of sexy beasts. But what is not totes fresh to death is how in the scuffle you managed to kill one innocent chicken, and for that we give you the punishment of death.
Forgive me, my lords. I did not know it was punishable by death.
Our chickens are very sacred to us.
Please, I beg of you, be lenient with me.
Okay, fine. You're totally, exiled or something. Exiled, out of the city. Away from Whiterun and stuff. Maybe you could, go play around Falkreath or something. I don't really care.
The gods have been most generous on this day. I swear I will avenge the chicken's death. I swear it on my life. From this day forward I will quest to protect all chickens. But for now I must be gone, because someone has stolen a sweet roll.
Yeah, whatever. Get, out of here. You're totally cramping our style.
That was 12 years ago, and I've been a roving guard ever since. I used to protect Whiterun. It was the greatest post of all. Plenty of mead. All the sneak thieves were keeping their hands to themselves. But now I'm ever vigilant, on a constant crusade to prevent yet another chicken from being murdered. Hail, Summoner. Conjure me up a warm bed. Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! As a guard, I would always say, no lollygagging. But what about lollygagging? If there's a lolly, should it not be gagged? And if there's a gag, should it not be lollied? I think people are free to lolly or gag. I remember when I was a boy, just a young lad. Sometimes I would lollygag for hours on end. It's not like there was much left to do. I would lollygag here, I would lollygag there, I would lollygag wherever I pleased. No lollygagging. No one could ever tell me where I could lolly. Sometimes I would gag so much. And then there was the lollygag races. Kinda silly if you think about it. A bunch of kids just lining up to do nothing. What if there was a loophole in the lollygagging rule? It said I'm not lollygagging, I'm just waiting for somebody. It's like if you pay a bar wench to spend the night with you, but then you decide to film it. She's not a whore. She's an actress. Either way, she can fake it really good. What about permutations? Can 2 or 3 people lollygag together at the same time? At what point does lollygagging become just hanging out with a friend? I suppose you could call that Gestalt lollygagging. If 2 men lollygag together, is that considered gay? I think someone would pay to watch if 2 women were lollygagging. If a man is standing by himself in the forest, and there is no guard around to see, is he still lollygagging? How close to a town would a man have to be considered lollygagging? At some point he's just standing outside a town, and you cannot arrest a man unless he's in the city limits. The law of the ordinary dominion states that each province shall govern its own hold. But what do the high elves think of lollygagging? They would ban somebody from worshipping Talos, but they have no opinion on gagging the lolly. Is it possible to lollygag while you sleep? If the Dovahkiin were to stand around and wait, would it be considered lollygagging? What if somebody wanted to do cancer research? Instead of Ice Bucket Challenge, they could say the lollygagging challenge. No lollygagging.
I have unapologetic eyebrows.